Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Radio Ummah with your host Usman Rehman. How are we all doing? Hope you're all well. Hope your families are well. Now, this week I've been talking about it. I've been giving you hints for the past few weeks actually. That one of the guests I will be having on is it's not only something I enjoy myself, but I know many people in the UK, mashallah, have got a love for this sport or any sort of combat sport for that matter. Lekin, today's guest is, mashallah, he's no exception to the sport. He's one of the way I would like putting it, one of the first Asian pioneers in the UK in mixed martial arts. So I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm going to get straight into it because this man is, mashallah, he's a very good friend of mine and a great fighter. Mr. Aki Zaman, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Welcome to Radio Ummah. How are you, sir?
Alhamdulillah, good man, good.
First of all, how was your journey here?
Journey was not too bad, not too bad. It was
You
okay.
come all the way from Birmingham. Yeah. I didn't ask you chap on, I'm sorry.
No.
I told you the lady who gives a shit. No. I offered you water, you said no, man.
No, it's okay. We stopped anyway, we stopped to eat anyway.
That's good. How's family and everything?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, good.
MashaAllah, mashallah. Actually, I want to get straight into it. These are questions which have been sent in by Radio Ummah viewers. That's the way I like to put it. First of all, how it all started for you?
Boy, what is
the way you just started that, it just seems to me,
it's to be honest, it's a long story, but we'll cut it short because obviously we haven't got 5 hours, have we? Or I should say 5 years. As a youngster, to be honest, I was bullied.
Okay.
Yeah, I was bullied in school. Worst of all, I was bullied by my own siblings, my own older brothers, which had a really bad impact on my life.
Okay.
And I was 11 years old. I got jumped by these 3 boys who were in the same year as me.
Yeah.
And then I said to myself, that's it. It's not going to happen to me again. I actually had a cousin who used to do karate, because them days used to be karate.
Karate, yeah.
And kung fu.
Okay.
So I had a cousin who was about 3 years older than me.
Okay.
And he used to do karate and kung fu and all that. So I said to him, look, I want to learn all this. I want to be a fighter. So he goes, yeah, just copy me and everything. So never knew much at age 11 what you're going to know.
Of course.
So I would just kind of copy him and they just kind of started from there. Just a bit of training at home and all, a bit of press ups.
How old were you at that time, if you don't mind asking?
11 going to 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've, mashallah, don't want to give too much away, don't want to say how young you are, but you've, mashallah, from most of your life, you've actually been in the sport.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Like I said, I mean, I think it was coming to 12 when I actually started. Okay. But I didn't actually start a proper martial art club until I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously in them days, parents, they didn't know anything about martial arts.
Of course.
They knew a bit about boxing, but martial arts they didn't know. They thought, oh, anybody who goes to clubs is going to be turned out, a real bad person and everything. So they had this thing where, you can't go to no clubs. Even going to like a youth center was like a big taboo.
Of course.
So I was kind of 16. I remember I was working part-time in a petrol station.
Okay.
And there was this white guy coming with a T-shirt, and on there it said Thai boxing.
Okay.
I didn't know what Thai boxing was.
Yeah.
I knew what boxing was.
Of course, yeah.
I think everybody knows what boxing is. And on the T-shirt it said Thai boxing. So I asked him, I said, what's Thai boxing? And then he just told me, he goes, oh, there's a club just around the corner, and I teach Thai boxing. So I said, yeah, I might be interested in that. He goes, yeah, come and have a look. So that's it, started from there. I went inside and had a bit of a shock of a lifetime.
Why is that?
Well, in them days, were skinheads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so all I can see is just pure skinheads with tattoos, big bodybuilders.
Yeah.
All white faces, and I'm trying to look for a brown face or a black face. I'm looking around. Nothing.
But yeah, I've got to take my hat off to your courage there. I mean, like you just said, you went into that sort of atmosphere. It's not easy, especially knowing you're in a new atmosphere. It's something you want to try. You said you were interested in it, you went for it. You had the courage to go for it. But yet you knew that back in them days there was a lot of tension, a lot of racial tensions as well.
Yeah.
What gave you the courage to keep going? I mean, obviously you told us about your siblings and how things were, but what made you determined to stay there?
Well,
despite
there's many reasons, but I just quickly give you one reason,
Yeah.
and the one main reason was I was actually used to being beaten up.
Okay.
So for me,
So you could take a beating.
yeah, yeah. So for me, getting beaten up, it was nothing major. I mean, it was nothing new. So I thought, you know what? I've been beaten up in school, been bullied. I've been beaten up by my older brothers. So what's the worst these guys are going to do to me?
Yeah.
So I just kind of just stuck it on, and obviously for the first 3 months,
Yeah.
obviously they battered me. You can imagine I'm 16 years old, the only Asian in a, you know, I would call it a white man's world.
Yeah.
Gym. And obviously they were racist, of course,
Yeah.
but the instructors were really good.
Okay.
I'll never forget, but you know, there was 2 instructors, and then they were just really, really good. And they go to me, look, just bear it, bear it, bear it. So for 3 months they battered me in black and blue. I used to go home with bruises, and I still remember up to today, one day I was really bruised up, and I had my feet in a bucket with hot water and salt.
Okay.
And my dad looked at me, and then obviously they realized, because they saw that the gloves and everything I had,
Yeah.
they realized that, look, he's I think joined the club or something.
Yeah.
And when he saw all the bruises, and I still remember my dad's tears came out. And then he goes, you know, why are you putting yourself through all this?
Yeah.
Well, obviously at that time, I couldn't really explain to my dad that, look, this is the reason why I'm doing it. And
It was a battle that you wanted. Yourself
for
in.
me, it was, I just wanted to learn how to fight. I wanted to take revenge, which was, you know, not a good thing, obviously, looking back now, but I just wanted revenge on all the people who bullied me, especially my own siblings.
Yeah.
And I just wanted revenge. So obviously, you know, when you're 16, you got that aggression
of course,
in you,
yeah.
and that's it. And then obviously, you know, from there I just never looked back. Yeah, bruises, blood, everything. I never looked back, and I just kept forward, going forward. And I remember my instructor used to always say to me, look, you know, can't you get some backing, can't you get some kind of sponsorship? Because
Back in them days.
back in the days, he goes to me, look, if you can get some support, if
Yeah.
you can get some financial support, you can train more often. Because to be honest with you, I used to walk 5 miles
Okay.
to the gym
Wow.
to save on the bus fare.
So that you can use it for.
Yeah, so I can use it to pay for my session. And I can only, at them days, I can only afford to pay, I think it was once a week.
Okay.
So to save on the bus fare, I'll walk, and then, you know, from where I lived to where the gym was good 4.5, 5 miles. And again, it was in fact, it was all a white area.
Yeah.
So as soon as I used to get close, I used to be running, because
Of course,
I used to get chased by the skinheads,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Well,
And-
you said so. Back in, like you said, back in them days, it was karate. Is that what you initially got into?
Yeah, karate. It was karate them days, because you know, there was no Thai boxing. There was kung fu and karate and boxing.
Yeah, protege.
Yeah.
The boxing fit with each other, but karate. I went for karate a little while. I did this for about 2. I think I paid as well to do this,
Yeah,
and then I found it offensive and I left.
yeah.
But you said you did karate. How long did you do that for?
I would say about 2 years. About 2 years. I should just copy what my cousin used to do.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, he used to train in the park in the night, and I used to just kind of follow him, and I used to just, he used to be with his friend practicing, and I used to just copy them, and they used to laugh at me. Yeah, they used to laugh at me, because obviously I was coming to 12 or whatever, and I couldn't really couldn't kick the way they were kicking and everything, so they used to kind of laugh at me, but I just kept at it. I was hungry.
Yeah.
I was hungry for the knowledge, so I just pushed myself, just kept going, and
You do mixed martial arts. You obviously started in karate. What else did you do? And what was after karate? What came after karate for
so
you?
with me, it was Thai boxing. Obviously, when I was 16, I actually joined a proper Thai boxing club.
Okay.
And I was 16, and then by the time I was 19, I think it was, I actually became a qualified instructor.
By 19?
Yeah, by 19.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, because I was so focused in the game. And again, you know, in them days, there was no Asians.
Of course.
There was no Asian. The only Asian I ever come across, it was a Sikh guy. I can't remember his name now. I'm going back years now. But there was no Asians in the game. So
Okay.
I became qualified. I think I was touching about 20 when I became qualified. And for me, it was a major achievement for me to get qualified at that
Of course,
age.
yeah, that's wow. Even I didn't know that. That's
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
So I was in the Thai boxing game, and obviously now, alhamdulillah, there's a lot of Asians who are in the
Oh,
Thai
yeah.
boxing game. But in my day, there was no Asians at all. None, completely none. I was the first Asian in the Thai boxing game anyway.
So you say that obviously, understandably, back in them days, things were different. Not, you know, even family members, not many people knew about martial arts, or and if they did, they wouldn't really pay too much attention to it. What inspired you? What pushed you to keep going? I mean, from home, was there? Because I know personally, because obviously I know you personally myself, as well as an athlete. But I know that your mother had a very large part to play in your life. I just want you to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, my mother, you know, obviously this March is going to be 2 years since my mum passed away. I had, alhamdulillah, I had good 42 years with my mum. And my mum was a great influence in my life, because obviously I lost my dad when I was 21. And me and my mum became like best friends, you know. And what I remember, you know, obviously from the pressure of my older siblings, they used to say to my dad, look, don't let him go club.
Yeah.
You know, only bad people go to the clubs and all that. He's going to turn out really bad. So they actually tried to stop me, and my dad did at that time anyway. So what my mum used to do, sneakingly, they used to give me the money
To go.
Yeah, to go. And what I used to do, we had like a shed in the garden.
Yeah.
So when I used to come back, so my dad don't see me with the bag with the gloves and the shin pads and the shorts and all that.
Yeah.
So my mum used to open the back door for me.
Yeah.
And you should put the
Throw in
bag
the shed.
in the shed.
Okay.
So, but you know, my mum, mashallah, you know, my mum was a great inspiration for me. Always gave me du'as. You know, and you know, there's no actual words that I can actually describe that would do justice how much of an influence my mum was. I mean, everything I am today, everything I've got, is all because of my mum's du'as. My mum's inspiration was just on another level. You know, I mean, how many times we've got, you know, we can talk about,
of course,
you know what I mean, our parents, especially our mothers. See, this is the problem now in this day and age. People don't know how to appreciate and respect their parents.
Bilkul.
And it's only people like myself who've got no parents. And if you ask me how it feels, it's simple. It's a lonely, a very lonely road. You know, just because you're married and you got kids and everything, whatever. But you know, your parents are your parents. And when they're gone, it's just a very lonely life, to be honest.
You know, that you've said something. I've actually had many requests for this. I've had it over the weeks, and I have apologized to many of the viewers in the past, and I said, inshallah, when I have time, I definitely will try my best. But many people have asked me to do Madi Shan. Now, you've just been speaking of mothers, and naturally, obviously, you know, I'm quite blessed. I'm unfortunately, I don't see my mother very often. My mother lives in Bradford. Obviously, that's where I'm originally from. But when I have time, I obviously go and visit. Lekin, I want to read something. It's referred to as Madi Shan. It is dedicated to, inshallah. This is to you, inshallah. Because you touched on it when you spoke of mothers. So here you go. Bismillah. हे मावर का गमखार न कोई ओ जाने कौन हकीकत मादी मावर का गमखार ना कोई ओ जाने कौन हकीकत मादी किसे बाजारों किसे वलतों नहीं मिलदी शफकत मादी ओ जिस दे पल्ले कोई अमल ना होवे
ओ जावे के सूरत मादी आज़म लख हजातो फजल एक बार ज़ियारत मादी ओ पुत दे हक विच मां नहीं मंगिया अते बुढ़िया कदे दुआवा ओ सच जमील सियाने कह गए अते मावा ठंडिया छावा ओ दुख दुनिया हाँ दुख दुनिया दे केरा दे पा मावा जदों टुर जांदिया कोई कहंदा नहीं ओ पुत कर आ मावा जदों मर जांदिया अपनिया मावा वाली ठंडे कौन पौंदा अपनिया मावा वाली ठंड कौन पौंदा मुंह मत्था चुमके ते सीने कौन लांदा कौन मंगदा ए मगरू दुआ मावा जदों मर जांदिया कोई कहंदा नहीं ओ पुत कर आ मावा जदों टुर जांदिया मावा दे दिल नरम गुलाबो ए मावा दे दिल नरम गुलाबो ओते कदे न करन जुदाई ओ पुत्रा दे हर ऐब छुपावन ओते कदे न करन बुराई पुत पावे बुरा होवे मां बुरा कहंदी ने पुत पावे बुरा होवे मां बुरा कहंदी ने मर के भी बचे आता कदे दुख सहंदी नहीं कदे लगन देंदी नीत तीवा मावा जदों टुर जांदिया कोई कहंदा नहीं ओ पुत कर आ मावा जदों टुर जांदिया अल्लाह सोनिया कर्म कमावी अल्लाह सोनिया कर्म कमावी अल्लाह सोनिया कर्म कमावी मां मेरी नू जन्नत पहुंचावी मां मेरी नू जन्नत पहुंचावी मां मेरी नू जन्नत पहुंचावी करके रहमत तेरी माए आएगी केरी रुते नी माए आएगी केरी रुते अल्लाह सोनिया कर्म कमावी अल्लाह सोनिया कर्म कमावी मां मेरी नू जन्नत पहुंचावी मां मेरी नू जन्नत पहुंचावी करके रहमत तेरी माए आएगी केरी रुते नी माए आएगी केरी ईदा ते शब रात आया लोग कर कर खुशियां मनाया पर तेरे बाजू कौन पूछे नी माए आएगी केरी रुते नी माए आएगी केरी रुते मावा वाले घर वेले खुशियां मनाउंदे ने मोया मावा वाले रोके चुप हो जाते ने कोई सुनदा नहीं जगत सदा मावा जदों टुर जांदियां कोई कहंदा नहीं ओ पुत कर आ उठ मां कर चलिए कोई कहंदा नहीं ओ पुत कर आ मावा जदों तुर जांदियां
MashaAllah.
Jazakallah, brother, Jazakallah. And again, I did promise everyone, those who did ask over the past few weeks, thought I was being ignorant. I wasn't. I suppose I was waiting for the moment, and this was it for me. So, thank you very much for bringing it up. Thank you.
Jazakallah.
You made me all emotional. This is supposed to be a fun interview. But chalo. Acha. So we know, mashallah, your biggest inspiration was your mother, mashallah.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Back in that time, back in that era, obviously you said you studied, you studied karate first, and you went into Thai boxing. How did all this mixed martial arts come about, and what got you into?
You see, you know, the mixed martial arts in 1993. That's probably before your time. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, I'll take that as a very big compliment.
Yeah, 1993, Ultimate Fighting came out, and Ultimate Fighting, obviously at that time, was regarded as barbaric.
Okay.
You know, like cockerel fighting now.
Okay.
So, and then in 1994, you see what it is, astaghfirullah, may Allah forgive me, but I used to be a rocker, a heavy metal freak in my days.
Anji.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a Pakistani to say that.
Yeah, I was probably the first heavy metal freak as well.
Okay.
So 94, I went to Virgin store.
Okay.
And I was looking for a rock CD to buy. And I come across this video, because them days used to be video cassettes, you know. So I seen a video, $2.99. I said, oh, this is cheap. And I just seen some guy holding in a chokehold, whatever. Didn't think nothing of it. I thought, well, you know what? Well, it's $2.99, so let me just buy it anyway. Anyway, I bought a video. That was 94.
Okay.
The video was actually called Choke.
Okay.
By the Gracie, by Hicks and Gracie. So anyway, I went home.
Yeah.
In my flat, I was put it on, and I thought, hey, this is something different. Yeah, this guy is choking people out and doing arm bars and leg locks, and obviously I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just watched that video. I must have watched it a million times, and I would practice with a friend of mine. So I would watch the video and I'll practice and practice and.
So you watch the video and you pug your mate.
Yeah, that's what I do. So that's how I actually got into the jiu-jitsu game.
Okay.
From that time.
So was that sort of, it was during that era that you actually got into judo then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So judo, jiu-jitsu, all wrestling, you know, it was all mixed. And obviously, in them days as well, I couldn't really afford to go to different gyms and, you know, have different classes, whatever. So I still stuck to Thai boxing. But I found that, whoa, this is something new. And obviously, it was mixed martial arts, but them days, we never used to call it mixed martial arts. Only in the last, I would say, modern times, last 10, 15 years or so, they started calling it mixed martial arts. So before, it was just known as Ultimate Fighting, you know.
Okay.
And that's it. I never looked back. And I realized that Thai boxing alone, it's not, especially like for street fighting.
Yeah.
Thai boxing alone, it's not good enough.
That must be quite easy for you, I suppose, in the sense that because you've got all these other backgrounds that you had come from, you kind of applied all of them.
Yeah, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. It just fitted just right. Yeah. For me, jiu-jitsu, it just fitted just right with the Thai boxing. It was like a puzzle. You know, one part was missing.
Yeah.
Of the jigsaw puzzle, and
this was it.
Yeah, and this is it. It fitted just perfect.
So when did you actually What year was this that you actually got into it? 94, 93?
Well, 94 I actually, you know, from the video. But then slowly over the years, it was kind of getting a bit more attention, you know.
Okay.
And every year there was another Ultimate Fighting, and then it just, you know, it just went on and progressed and progressed. I mean, obviously it's not as, it doesn't make the big headline like the way boxing does.
Yeah.
But I
nowadays though, saying that it's
it's
not louder than it was back in them days.
Yeah. Obviously in them days, they tried to ban it.
Yeah.
I think it was banned in many states in America.
Yeah.
And there's no way it was allowed in England.
Back them days, it was
Yeah.
just WWF in it.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior.
That's right.
Blood coming out of the forehead, and then you see something like UFC where you
Yeah.
actually see real. That's actually happening.
Yeah, of course.
So you can imagine how that was slightly.
It's completely different, isn't it, from W? What was it? It used to be called WWF. I think.
WWF, I remember it as WF,
Yeah.
and then
WWF.
WE, the
In
Philippine
them days, yeah.
WW.
But completely different. I mean, you know, it's a real. It's Ultimate Fighting was a real. Them days you could pull hair. There was no rules. Pull a hair. You can kind of. I'm not sure if you could gouge the eye. I can't remember. But I know there were very limit on the rules. Very
Yeah,
limit on
okay.
the rules.
So it was like they were all out. You could-
Everything goes. But yeah, you know, and to be honest, I never look back. And I always had a dream that one day I want to open my own gym.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, you know, because the life I lived,
Yeah.
I never had that support. So I thought, you know what, it's just going to be a dream. I never thought, to be honest with you, I never thought that this dream that I had in my mind, in my heart, which was my first love,
Yeah.
training was my first love. I thought, you know what, I don't think this dream's ever going to come true. But you know, what I really want to say to the viewers is that you serve your parents well, and all dreams will come true.
Vishak.
You know, and I'm a great believer because I instill this in the gym, whether it's kid classes, whether it's adult classes. I always say to them, look, you need to serve your parents well.
Of course.
You know, you serve your parents, and you know what, you're a king of the world.
Good. Of course.
You know, and I'm a great believer in this.
I've obviously been to your gym. We're going to be heading towards a break now, and so I'm going to talk about that after the break. But I remember going to your gym, and mashallah, I must say that, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on there. I'm honestly not just saying this because I'm on there. It's probably the only gym that I've been to, actually ever. First gym I've been to, where mashallah you start with the kalma, shahada, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
You have a very big, I forgot what it says.
La hawla wa la quwwata
La
illa
hawla wa
billah.
la quwwata illa billah.
There is no mightiness, there is no strength except with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Bishak, mashallah. And so you can imagine as you walk into the atmosphere, you're already, you're on a spiritual high. And I think that's something that, mashallah, I really have to take my hat off to you for that, because that's, like I said, it's the first time. I love the way someone like yourself has applied. You know, normally when you think of something like this, if I told my dad, I'm going to go to do UFC fighting, you think, hey, go become an engineer or something, go do something like that. But you've actually shown how you can actually be, I'm not going to say religious, but I'm going to say how you can kind of keep your iman strong, and how you can condition yourself mentally as well as physically.
Alhamdulillah.
But Jalal, I'll come back to that. You know, on a serious note, I would have loved to see you step in the ring with Hulk Hogan. Well, let's end the part one, guys. Join us after the break, and inshallah, lots more to come.